All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today,
Here we go.
we're going deep into the world of learning management system.
LMS.
LMS, you got it.
Yeah.
We're looking specifically at their role in the oh-so-interesting world of finance.
Finance.
Now, our jumping off point today is this YouTube video I found from Paradiso Learning.
Mm-hmm.
They're an LMS provider, but they make some really interesting points in this video that I think are worth exploring a little further.
Cool.
So, let's dive in. Now, one of the things that really stood out to me in this video was how much emphasis they put on just how crazy fast the finance industry moves.
Yeah.
Like, it's constantly changing.
It's
New
yeah.
regulations, new technologies. Like, how do people even keep up?
Right. I mean, that's the key takeaway here. The financial landscape is constantly shifting. New regulations pop up all the time. Technologies are evolving at an incredible pace. It's like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
You really got to stay ahead of the game to not only mitigate risk, but also just to capitalize on the opportunities.
Yeah, like if you're not learning and adapting,
Yeah.
you're going to get left behind.
Absolutely.
So the video really positions LMS as like the solution to this problem
It makes sense.
of keeping employees up to date. But I thought it was interesting how they talked about it as more than just training.
Right.
Like, what else does an LMS do in the finance world?
Well, think about it this way. Finance is full of these complex concepts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like derivatives, blockchain. These aren't exactly walk-in-the-park topics.
Bro.
But a good LMS can really help simplify them,
Okay.
breaking them down into digestible modules, using things like simulations, real-world case studies.
Okay, so it's not just like reading a textbook.
No.
It's like interactive.
But much more engaging.
Okay.
And that's important, especially for adult learners, because they need to see the practical application of what they're learning.
I like that.
Right.
But, it's not just about learning the concepts. There's the whole compliance side of things, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I imagine is a huge deal in finance.
Oh, it's massive.
Like, when I think of compliance, I think of, like, mountains of paperwork.
Yeah.
Endless audits.
Ugh, the audits.
So how does an LMS help with all that?
Well, it essentially acts like this central hub for all training records.
Okay.
So it tracks who's completed which courses, when they did it, even how well they performed. This makes it so much easier to demonstrate compliance with all these regulations.
Oh, so you're saying, like, if you're audited, you could just show them, like,
Exactly.
yeah, here's the records.
It's all right here.
Yeah.
Digital paper trail.
Okay.
Always up to date, easily accessible.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And then the video also touched on how LMS can offer specialized courses for different roles within finance.
This is another great point. Because you've got analysts who need to be up on their financial modeling. You've got wealth managers who need to know the ins and outs of estate planning regulations.
So it's like tailoring the training
Precise.
to the specific needs of each person.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
It's all in one platform. You don't need to jump around to different systems.
Makes it easy. And I guess because these platforms are often cloud-based, they're pretty user-friendly too, right?
Yeah, for sure. And accessible from anywhere.
Which is huge in today's world. Everybody's on the go,
Exactly.
always connected. So all of this really ties back to that conclusion in the video about how an LMS fosters this culture of continuous learning
Yeah.
that ultimately benefits both the employee and the organization.
It's a win-win.
Right.
The employee gains valuable skills, knowledge. The organization benefits from improved performance, increased productivity.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier how important it is to stay ahead of the curve in finance. So this idea of continuous learning really seems essential,
Absolutely.
not just for keeping up with the industry, but also for advancing your own career.
Couldn't agree more.
So I guess the takeaway here for all of you listening is that an LMS can be a powerful tool in the world of finance. It can help simplify those complex concepts, streamline compliance, offer specialized training, and ultimately contribute to both individual and organizational success. But here's a question for you to think about. How can you leverage an LMS to gain a competitive edge in your finance career? That's something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.